Thank you for joining me for another Quick Hits conversation. I'm Dr. Robyn. With me today, I have Daisy Cedeño, a communications coach for the Latino market for 18 years and based in Florida. I have Janet Fouts, a human potential facilitator in California, and Dr. Wayne Buckhanan, who is a geek who loves people and teaching, and he is in Michigan. The question I have today, what makes something flirting? Janet, kick us off.
Oh gosh, my mind went around and around about this one, but it really came down to a certain thing we've been watching on TV lately, which has got me flirting with being angry and flirting with compassion. Really, what makes something flirting is that fleeting thought in your mind that makes you think, oh, and then go, oh.
Interesting. I looked at it differently. Okay.
I was thinking about who is the projector and who is the receptor. It depends so much. There's culture, there's background, education. There's so many things that can come to place when it comes to what is flirting. And there's an energy also when you show up in any place. There's an energy that you carry, but also you have to see who's receiving that energy because, we are programmed different. It depends on our history. But I think it has to do a lot with body language, the way that we project ourselves, and also space. Like there's a boundary, there's some stuff in there that my space, if you're invading, it doesn't have to be physical. It could be a text. It could be a message, an email. There's a space there that you feel like, okay, what is this? Is it flirting? Or maybe you're too close. I think it has to do with that energy, space, body language. There's something in there. Of course, you have to receive it that way too. And then you proceed and you make sure if you're in the right direction or just, mistaken. It could happen.
Well, I laugh at the receiving part because early in my marriage, my wife was like, "Did you know that they were flirting with them?" I'm like, what are we even talking about? Like, I had no concept that anything was going on. What? No, no clue. So there is definitely that layer that when you asked the question, I immediately went, I may be the wrong person to be answering this question. But as I started unpacking it, I'm like, there's this layer of playfulness that comes in with flirting. There's a layer of wanting something, not necessarily a physical attraction flirting, but flirting with an idea, wanting to know, am I really going to engage here? I think that if there's too much seriousness, it's no longer flirting.
I know for me, it hasn't happened recently, but for much of my life, I was told, Robyn, you are a flirt. And I'm like, who gets to decide that? If I'm just being friendly, if I'm just being kind, if I'm just reaching out and being a good human, or if I'm flirting, if I don't want more from you, how is it flirting? So who gets to decide?
It's like I said, it's about, are you invading the space of somebody or somebody's feels invaded?
And as an extrovert, I'm prone to do that.
Yeah. Yes.
No.
I think you have to read the social cues because there's something that with body language, sometimes we don't have to speak. But like he said, he might be in another world because he's thinking about a book or something else. And somebody next to you, she's actually flirting with you. Oh, come on, wake up. So it's about the way that you're receiving things.
I think that's a really important point. It's about how it is perceived, whether it's flirting or not, because, it's a tenuous thing. Who gets to decide? And sometimes people flirt with us and we have no idea we're being flirted with because that's not our intention. And so it can be perceived when it isn't really there.
And on the flip side, I've had students who interpret intense attention and focus on them as flirting. I'm like, no, it was not going that direction at all. They're just not used to having whatever attention focused on them. And so it's interesting thinking about, I've been bad at both the sending and the receiving in this case.
And I know I can unintentionally flirt. That's definitely been something I've been accused of. But if I intend to flirt, you're going to dang well know. And says the woman who had to ask her husband out 4 times before he decided to notice and say yes. But, Russ and I have an agreement that he defends our relationship against people who hit on him if he notices. he is not going to notice. And so I think part of flirting might be intent.
But does it have to be defended against if there is no intent on your husband's receipt of said intent?
And that's an interesting point. And I've seen people flirt with him. Like they've done it in front of me and it makes me laugh because I'm like, yeah, good luck. But that's because we have a really concrete, safe relationship. In a relationship that's more tenuous, seeing someone flirt with your person creates jealousy. And then whose responsibility is it to make it stop? I don't feel like I should make someone stop flirting with someone else.
No, exactly. And you also have to listen to your own body. If you feel that you need to make sure it's flirting or no, depending on the relationship, because if it's somebody that I just buying coffee from, I'm a coffee shop and I'm buying coffee and he's flirting, I will just move on and just keep going with my day. But if it's a coworker, if somebody that I'm going to have a long-term relationship, we need to figure it out. Is this flirting? Because I need to find out now because we're working together or we're working on a project. So listen to your body and okay, I'm receiving this. I just want to clarify. So it's important to be transparent and just be able to communicate what you're feeling and just to be open about it. The line is right here and that's how I feel. So stop. Or maybe the other person said, I don't know what you're talking about. I was just opening the door for you and I won't open the door again. You know what I mean? I just make that as a joke. It's okay to listen to your body. And if you feel that something is not the way that you think it should be, it's okay to speak up. And the other way around. So don't feel, oh, if somebody tells me, Daisy, are you flirting with me? Oh, no, I was not. It's okay. I mean, it doesn't have to be that way. Flirting, that word can be taken to another level. So maybe not that word. Just find a way to figure it out what it is that is happening right now.
I love that point you make, that it depends on the nature of the relationship. Because you're right. If the barista flirts with me, I'm like, oh yeah, you're adorable. That's cute. Hi. And then you walk away. Who cares? But if it's someone you're going to have contact with. So I had a situation back when we used to go to coffee for networking rather than Zoom, where I just felt off and I couldn't put my finger on it. And so I'd sent the guy an email and I'm like, look, I just want to be really clear. I'm happily married and I'm happy to have a networking coffee with you. But if this is more than that, then that's not my intention. And he wrote back and like, oh no, it's, absolutely networking, no problem. He canceled it, never rescheduled.
I love it.
Trust your gut when something like that happens.
Yeah. And when a man asks for coffee, let's get coffee, compared to a woman that's let's get together for coffee, do you feel like it can be also interpreted? If it's a guy, he would be like, oh, maybe it's a date. If it's two guys, it's like, yeah, we're going to talk about business.
Like you said, Daisy, it's about listening to your body and really being able to receive that. And sometimes if you just gloss over it, they go away. Other times it just gets worse until you have to send that email. But
I had that happen in the corporate world. I had dinner once with my boss and I thought that it was dinner with the boss. And I found out later, oh, wait, no, that was a date. I was clueless.
Well, one of the thoughts that did come up was that for the men who are not intending to be flirting, it is a fine line. It's super difficult and it's super easy to get misinterpreted because of the sharks in the ocean that the rest of us just swimming along are like, wait, what? Oh, good Lord. They messed up this situation for us too, not just for you ladies who are having to be on the receiving side. Like, okay, now I have to be really careful, make it super clear, and still may not be believed when I make it explicit. I understand the biology is driving this, but at the same time, can't we just move on?
Yeah. There is a tripwire.
Yeah. That's when you mentioned your wife. That, by the way, let me call my wife.
Oh, no, because then you get, well, he's not here, is he?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Exactly. Oh, my God. Yes.
No, but he knows exactly where I am. He's got my location.
But for me, I should have the right to say, I'm not interested, and I don't need a man to back that up.
I know. That's true. That's a
whole separate quick
exactly. Yes, definitely.
Well, I think that this topic of flirting is so nuanced. I don't know who gets to decide. I don't know who gets to say something's flirting. I know I've experienced it. I know I've done it. I know I have been accused of it when I wasn't doing it. And I think it's super messy. So I appreciate the three of you having this conversation with me. And I look forward to speaking to each of you again very soon.
Thank you, Robyn.
Thank you.